You were doing busking.
Actually, in the area that I was in, you're not really allowed to busk. So sometimes we'd get chased off by the police. There's nothing more vulnerable than just kind of getting all your gear out in the middle of the street and starting to play. Because no one's asked you to be there, you know.
We have to talk about your new album, For Mary. It went number 10 in the Spotify UK chart.
Yeah.
Vinyl sold out everywhere. And now you're on your first headline tour.
I can't believe that.
Well, everyone, please give it up for Olive Jones.
Hey.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
How's your trip been?
It's been good.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just flew in today from Chicago.
Chicago?
Yeah.
You're on tour right now?
Yeah, I am.
How's that going?
It's going really, really well.
Yeah?
It's my first headline tour, so
How's that
I had
feel?
kind of no expectations. And
No
it's
expectations.
surpassed a lot of them. So yeah, it feels really good.
That's amazing. First off, thank you for being here again. We love talking about artists' journey and their stories from the early beginnings to where they are today. And you've accomplished so much over the past, not just year, but your long journey as an artist. I want to take you back growing up. You grew up in a small town called Dorset.
That's the county, yeah, but my village was called Wool.
Okay.
Even smaller.
Even smaller.
Yeah.
What was it like? What was specifically music like growing up in your household?
Well, I would say that the area I grew up in, music was kind of very minimal, but my household was extremely musical, and my parents had great taste in music, and there was always amazing jazz on the speakers, and soul, a lot of American R&B, Jill Scott, and you know, like old stuff and new stuff that was current at the time, and like early Amy Winehouse and all the jazz greats that I kind of grew up with.
That's amazing. And you grew up, one of the first instruments you ever played was a recorder.
Yeah.
And then at age 7, you picked up a saxophone.
You're not wrong. You've done your research.
Yeah. And then at 12, a guitar after, I think your dad gifted it to you.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And then after that, actually, let's take it back. What inspired you to want to even pick up that saxophone?
Well, I mean, I think at the time it was probably, I remember the teachers were coming to school and they had like a kind of box of instruments, and they were asking every kid like what they wanted to have a go on in the era where there was actually money for that, you know. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I had my best friend at school at the time. He was like, I want to play the saxophone. I was like, yeah, I want to play the saxophone too. And we both kind of got the same teacher, and yeah, the rest is history. To be honest, I don't play the sax that much anymore because it's quite hard to sing and play saxophone.
Makes sense. And then after you got your guitar, you started writing songs about 2 years later when you were around 14.
Yeah, I was kind of just finding my way around that instrument for a bit.
And your first song you ever wrote was called Heaven or Hell. Your dad said it's your favorite song you've ever written.
Well, it's his favorite song.
Yes, his favorite song he's ever written, that you've ever written. What does that mean to you, and what is that song? Tell us about that song, because it's not out anywhere. We can't.
Yeah, you can't hear it. Maybe one day. My dad's still battling for me to record that one. But I mean, it is special to me, I suppose, because it was the time where I was kind of really finding my voice on the guitar as well. I like learnt, a few jazz voicings, and I was like, oh yeah, I feel like at one with this instrument a bit more. And like the topics of that song are still probably relevant to today. It's just about the idea that all of us humans are existing on this earth, and for some people it's an incredible experience, and for some people it's hellish. So it's the dichotomy of existence, I suppose.
Yeah, that's very deep to write as a 14-year-old.
Yeah, I know. It was. I've gone a bit shallower since then.
How have you evolved as a songwriter since to always be challenging yourself? Because listening to your early music, and even when you were in a band, which we'll get into later, to now, your craft has evolved a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I think, to be honest, I think when you just absorb so much music over your lifetime, and you get introduced to new artists and new styles, and I think your interest gets a lot broader, and therefore your influences get broader. And I think you can kind of pick and choose little nuggets from all the kind of things you're absorbing and channel that into your own expression. So I think probably since compared to when I was younger, the influence that's come along later on is like a folk influence. I've listened to a lot more kind of John Martin and Joni Mitchell, and that real like, and even like Roberta Flack, who's like a soul artist but had so much folk in her writing and her performance. But yeah, just I think allowing it to develop over time, but I think songwriting is ultimately just the same.
Yeah. Did you ever find it difficult? Because I feel like a lot of your songs, you dive deep into obviously like issues, whether social issues, but also like vulnerable things like emotions. Was it hard to express that vulnerability? Did you have to grow into that, or you always felt like it was your responsibility to do so?
I think I have grown into that. I think that's the beauty of getting older, is that you feel more confident and comfortable to express yourself a bit more fully. You feel a bit more sure of your own thoughts, and how you perceive yourself is probably a bit more accurate.
That's amazing. And something I also read about you is that after you finished your music degree, you went to France.
I did, yeah.
For about a year or so, or something like that. And then you were doing busking.
Yeah, it was.
Tell us about that.
Oh, it was a funny time. I mean, actually in the area that I was in, you're not really allowed to busk. So sometimes we'd get chased off by the police. But to be honest, I really felt like I cut my teeth like from a performance aspect doing busking, because there's nothing more vulnerable than just kind of getting all your gear out in the middle of the street and starting to play, because no one's asked you to be there,
Yeah.
At least with a gig, people are buying tickets to come,
Yeah.
Whereas but then you just experience humanity on the street. People are stopped in their tracks, or people don't care. It's great. It's like it's a really good way to experience live music, I think.
Yeah. And did you carry those lessons with you from busking into your performances today?
Yeah, I think if not from a kind of what I'm doing, it's just from a confidence perspective. I think I think some people are like born performers, and some people have to work at it. And I think I've definitely had to work at it. So I have slowly got more comfortable in that space. It's
amazing. And diving back a little bit as well, you were in a band, might butcher the pronunciation, but Noya Rao.
Yeah, you nailed it. That's probably the first person to nail that, to be honest.
There we go. You were in that band for a few years. You gave a lot to the band.
Yeah.
At what point did you decide to do your own thing and to make your own impact as a solo artist?
Well, I think the COVID pandemic kind of decided for us, unfortunately. We were there was a momentum at that time, and I think it just kind of stopped us in our tracks. And I think, that time gave everyone a lot of space to get a bit more perspective on what they want and what we're doing. And I don't know, for me, it just was the right time to be like, actually, I need to invest my energy into my own songwriting and my own project. I loved being part of the band, and we never officially stopped. It just kind of fizzled. Do you know what I mean?
Of course.
So yeah, maybe one day, resurgence.
Yeah. There you go. Everything happens for a reason, though.
It does.
And I think what's super interesting about the band, listening to that compared to your music now, it was a different genre. It was like electric soul.
Yeah. It's more like kind of electric soul, a bit of pop, like a Little Dragon-esque. Yeah.
How did that transition into the genre that you're in right now? Because there's still of course, elements of it, and you can still hear some of the influence from it, but...
For sure. Well, I think, we were all part of the same music scene. We all have similar interests and similar influences. So that was fun to flex that kind of side of my interests. But I feel like my songwriting was kind of happening in tandem with that band. And then it was just more about where the focus was then put. So I suppose more than anything, that band gave me a huge amount of experience within, just performing and how to do music in the grassroots kind of route, you know. You just work very hard, you play the shows, you turn up, you drag all your gear, you do all the driving, you know.
The DIY.
Yeah, the DIY. It's I think it's gives you a lot of strength as
100%.
a musician.
Speaking of performing, your first real taste as a solo artist, you went on tour with Bombay Bicycle Club. What did that feel like? Because you're performing at big venues, you had the buses.
Yeah, we did.
You were doing what Jules Holland is his name? He's the radio
Yeah,
guy.
it's like a kind of institution in the UK.
Yeah.
And he does like he's a keys player, yeah.
That's beautiful. What did that all feel like? Because that is a big pivot for you.
That was a big pivot. I mean, I hadn't ever, because like I'd been in the band and I'd always done originals music, and I'd never really dipped my toe into that session world of kind of touring with another band. But in that kind of setting, I was more of like a featured vocalist because they wrote a lot of tunes with female artists. So yeah, on tour I'd be like backing vocals and playing a bit of percussion, and then I'd come forward for the big songs that they wrote, you know, with the women. But it was amazing. It was like an incredible experience, not just for like seeing that level of touring and that level of kind of production value, but just also reminding myself of like how amazing it is to do what it reminded me that I wanted to be doing my original music. And like as much fun as I had touring, yeah, I probably feel more fulfilled if it's my own stuff that I was getting out and doing, you know.
And now you're on your first headline tour.
I know. I can't believe that.
Congrats.
It feels amazing. Thank you.
What can people expect on this tour compared to, like, I'm sure this is a lot of time people are being exposed to a live performance. What can people expect at one of your shows? Well,
on this particular run, it's quite a slim show, so it's just me. So I think you can expect a lot of intimacy. You can expect there's a lot of production not that necessarily detracts from the songwriting, but the record is quite full, and therefore I feel like this tour is very much like the bare bones. It's the songs. There's nothing to hide behind. It's just me and my guitar. So.
That's amazing. One of your first songs that you released, you teamed up with producer James Wyatt. That song became your first single together. How did you know that he was the right person to make the record with? And also, I want to follow that up with a second question of what do you look for when collaborating with whether a songwriter or producer or someone in a creative venture?
That's a great question. Well, actually, we kind of wrote that song together on the first day we ever went into the studio. And we just spent the day just kind of comparing interests and artists and influences and, which artists we were excited about and passionate about and the sonic worlds that various artists were creating. And it just kind of got to the point where he was like, should we make the record together? Should we just do it? And it kind of was very organic in that sense. It felt very natural. We were kind of drawn to each other, and it's been an amazing process. And James has poured a lot of his soul into this record, and vice versa. And we've worked extremely collaboratively. Like we've produced it together and created just something that I think we're both very proud of. We really gave the music space, and it took time. And I think when you find relationships like that and creative minds that connect, it's like something you shouldn't kind of just walk away from
100%.
Easily.
That's when the best work and
exactly
most impact happen.
Yeah, and I think some of it's a lot of it's quite unspoken. It happens very organically. But yeah, what your question about what do I look for in collaborators, I think it's anyone who is just putting the music first and, their vibe, the intention. What's your intention? I'm not going to be kind of someone that's going to be jumping in with hit makers or maybe I could, but it doesn't feed me, So creating something that's authentic and something that you like yourself, you have to kind of create it for yourself and be intentional in that way. And then when you give it to everyone else, it feels authentic because you have just, that is your intention. It's just I want to create something.
Yeah.
that I'm proud of, you know.
Mm-hmm. And I know everyone else does as well, but I really appreciate how thoughtful you are with your art in that way because of things like that, where if you wanted to, I'm sure you could work with the biggest pop writers in the world, but you stick to what feels right. And I know that's a commendable thing for sure.
Well, thank you.
We have to talk about your new album, For Mary. It came out in March. It's a record that spans years of your life. Some of the songs were written a few years ago. Some are a little more recent. Mm-hmm. How does it feel to have it out and for the world to listen to it and experience it?
It feels, well, I'm just delighted that it's made it into so many people's ears. And to be honest, for me, it's actually given the record a new lease of life. You know, when you are working on an album, you get completely exhausted by your own creations, and I think you can't really hear them anymore. You can't really, you can't even be the judge of them anymore because they're so kind of a part of you, and you've been so engrossed in every single little detail that just most people might not even hear, but it's the sum of its parts, you know. So I think having space from it and then it coming out and people listening to it and telling me how it's made them feel or what it kind of, how it's connected with them has given me like a new connection to it, which I'm really happy about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And Mary is the heart of the record. It is written for people going through mental health struggles. How did you find the language for something so personal that can relate to a multitude of people?
Well, I mean, I'd have to kill you. No. I think that is songwriting, and it's trying to find something universal within something that is also very personal. And I think, I'm pretty sure most people have either suffered themselves or know someone suffering with mental health. So I feel like it's a very relatable subject. And I've been very lucky with my mental health over my lifetime. But I have also been very close to people struggling. And I think, you know, for me, it was more exploring that dynamic, you know. It's like, and I think sometimes when you haven't struggled so much yourself with your mental health, it's also very hard to fully empathize and necessarily know what you need to be for that person. So yeah, I think it's a complex dynamic to explore, but I tried to do it with kindness and honesty. I mean, I think that's the key to songwriting as well.
Definitely the key. And talking about your record, Kingdom, as well, it's a political anthem, talks about a lot of different social issues and things going on in the world. How did you turn frustration into a song?
Well, I mean, Brexit got me pretty riled up, so it came out of me quite easily, that one. But I mean, the song itself, I kind of was enjoying playing around with like more. I'd just been listening to Feist's new album, Pleasure, at the time. It's not her new album now, but she's really good at using riffs in songwriting, but with this kind of like gentle edge, just because of like that's the nature of the tone of her voice. But yeah, that kind of inspired that song's approach in a lot of ways. But I just want, you know, it's not really a sound that I explore often, like that kind of raged edge.
Yeah. I was gonna say
slightly enraged. Yeah.
You hear it on the album where it's like that's the standout where it's like, oh, this is different. But
this is different. Yeah.
But it's still sick. You know?
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. Well, I'm glad you think so. Yeah. No, it's definitely an outlier on the record, but yeah, I love that song. And it, you know, it happens constantly. I feel like you could probably apply that song to so many political eras. It's not like something most of us are unfamiliar with, that the government lied to you or, you know, make a decision that impacts a lot of people very negatively. So
100%. And talking about the project as a whole, it went number 10 in the Spotify UK chart.
Yeah.
Vinyl sold out everywhere. How does it feel? Congrats on everything again. But
Thank you.
How does it feel?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think one thing you do learn when you have come up through kind of grassroots process of being in this industry is to like expect nothing. And so when you've surpassed that, it feels like a moment to celebrate and to pat yourself on the back and be proud.
You should be.
Thank
really
you.
should be proud. And what's coming next for you? What, obviously you're about to finish up this leg of shows that you're doing. I assume you're still going to be promoting the album, of course, but anything else that you're working on, what can you tell us?
Yeah, I'm so after this leg of North America, I'll head back for summer festivals in Europe. But yeah, I'm writing my new record and I'm hoping to have that finished very soon. So
okay,
yeah, new music.
Amazing. What is one thing that you can tell us about it? Any spoilers that you can give away where the label won't be mad at you?
Spoilers. Well, if you come to the show tomorrow night, you might hear something.
There we go.
Yeah, I think more of the same, I hope. I mean, I don't want to, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. I want to try and just stay true to the artistry I've already kind of been putting out. But yeah, so if you like what I've done on Ephemeria, hopefully you will love my next record.
Amazing. And the last question is, what's one thing that you hope people will take away when listening to your music, whether here tonight at a live show or just listening to your discography?
I hope that they feel a sense of hope and or just feel something. That's all I can hope for.
Amazing. Let's give it up for Olive, everybody.
Thank you.